Hello, every time for the onset of the new year we try to come up with something interesting. We change the interior, buy gifts, try to diversify the menu. The very cost of the holiday largely depends on traditions that pass from year to year. A decorated Christmas tree, tangerines, a chime of chimes, notes with wishes in campaign, but in other countries completely different customs, sometimes funny and even extravagant. Let's drop a visit to different countries of the world and compare with ours. Ready? Then let's go. Italy. In Italy of New Year's Eve, no one is surprised when people get rid of unnecessary things. Old flower pots, unnecessary furniture, clothes and trinkets fly right out of the window. Italians believe that the more things remain on the streets, the more good luck and money will give a generous new year. In the cities of New Year's Eve, no one can fall asleep. Festive fireworks blaze in the sky until the morning like crackers. But what makes this tradition interesting? Italians launch fireworks and firecrackers not only in celebration of the new year. They strongly believe that the loud noise scares away evil spirits that may appear in the coming year. Residents of sunny Italy believe that red should certainly bring good luck. Therefore, they are happy to dress up in red for the New Year's table. It can be either a suit, dress or trousers, or underwear that simply dazzles shop windows. Italians are simply obsessed with luring luck of New Year's Eve, and they are ready for anything, if only not to blink it. To do this, they are dressed in red and also put coins or candles on their window sill, harbingers of wealth. To the chiming clock, we write a wish on paper, burn it, add ash, and drink it. However, the inhabitants of Italy came up with a much simpler, but still a bit strange tradition connected precisely with the last minute of the outgoing year. They lay 12 grapes, eating one with each beat of the clock. It's believed that the one who ate the last berry in the first second of the coming year will be lucky. USA. The tradition of celebrating the New Year came to the States in 17th century, and gradually the holiday spread throughout the United States. New Year's Eve is celebrated on the night of December 31st to January 1st. According to the Georgian calendar, unlike Catholic Christmas, to which Americans are very kind and celebrate in the family circle, most spend New Year's Eve in noisy companies, in restaurants and clubs. Festivals, New Year's carnivals, fireworks are arranged. A common tradition is to write down your wishes and goals for the year ahead of the new year, to make a successful career, to find a personal happiness, to get rid of bad habits. You can guess anything. At the end of the year, results are summarized and goals for the future are determined. Santa Claus walks the streets in the last week of the year, taking pictures of children with him, and they find gifts from him in a stocking or on a fireplace waking up on the first morning of the year. A glass of champagne of New Year's Eve, a tradition common in many countries, including America. Next year, rice, pork, and greens are considered symbols of prosperity and prosperity. The main Christmas tree of the country is installed in Washington on the last day of autumn. It is surrounded by 15 smaller fir trees from each state. The most striking traditional event attracting hundreds of thousands of people takes place in New York, in Times Square. A minute before the new year, a huge ball illuminated by a laser descends from a height. People are counting the last seconds, and the ball touches the earth at exactly midnight. The area explodes with fireworks. This extravaganza is broadcast to the whole world. It's annually watched by more than 1 billion people. According to statistics, United States residents spend from $50 to $800 on New Year's gifts. They give sweets, light wine or whiskey, cigars, accessories, original gifts. They give sweets, light wine. Practical and prudent Americans often present a gift with a check so that it can be exchanged or returned to the store. In anticipation of Christmas and New Year's, huge glasses from in stores, but the Americans here also found a way out. They increasingly donate not a specific thing, but a gift certificate for a certain amount, according to which a person can choose a gift to his liking. Until 1860, his name was Saint Nicholas. Santa Claus receives hundreds of thousands of letters a year from more than 20 countries. Moreover, messages sometimes reach without addresses and stamps. Santa's helpers respond to these letters. Elves are, of course, volunteers. But the children believe in magic, and that on New Year's Eve, Santa Claus enters the house through the chimney and leaves gifts in hanging shoes or socks. New Year is perhaps the most favorite holiday among many peoples of the world. Fun and noisy meet him and the Americans, and since there are 6 time zones in the United States, he comes to America 6 times. Cuba. In Cuba, before the new year, everyone fills glasses with water, and when the clock strikes 12, they pour it out through open windows into the street. This means that the old new year ended happily, and the Cubans wish each other so that the new one is as clear and pure as water. Watch in the new year in Cuba only beats 11 times. Since the 12th blow falls precisely on the new year, the clock is given to rest and calmly celebrate the holiday with everyone. In the tradition of celebrating the new year in Cuba, Spanish and African cultures have made their mark. The inhabitants of this island state begin preparations for the celebration by choosing a New Year's outfit. Cubans put on new clothes of yellow or red colors, which symbolize good luck and prosperity. A fun tradition is walking with a suitcase or bag around the house. Such a ceremony should bring interesting adventures and travels in the coming year. Cubans put several coins at the bottom of the suitcase, which signify wealth and prosperity. Before midnight, the hosts open both back and front doors in the house so that the old year will leave and the new year one will enter. The main attribute of the winter holidays in Cuba is New Year tree. Traditional for most countries, spruce is replaced by a palm or cactus. The favorite Cuban snack of the festive table is tostones. For dessert, the hostess serves cake with coconut, guava, pumpkin, and oranges, sweet potatoes, bananas, puddings. Cubans' favorite alcoholic drink is rum. They make cocktails based on it with liqueurs, fruit juice, and ice cubes. Three wizards bring gifts to Cuban children for the new year: Gaspar, Bauza, and Melchor. On the eve of the holiday, boys and girls write letters to their beloved characters, which they tell about their cherished dreams. India. The tradition of celebrating the New Year on the night of December 31st to January 1st, as in most countries of the world, penetrated into India from Western European culture in the 20th century. The spirit of this holiday can be felt in major cities of the country. The settlements of the Indian outback don't celebrate this date. New Year's Day, January 1st in India, is a young holiday. It has no established traditions. It entwined elements of borrowed European culture and national flower. In each state, the celebration has its characteristics. Residents of some areas of India paint the skin with patterns of henna, which, in their opinion, can attract happiness and good fortune for the whole year. Hindus put on new holiday clothes and decorate it with flash flowers of pink, white, red, and purple. Residents of the country of the older generation prefer to spend a holiday in the family circle at a modest table. Young people take to the streets and squares, participate in carnivals, theatrical performances in the open. At midnight, the sky flashes with bright fireworks, bells ring in the temples. On January 1st, they always go there and press ask the goods for the blessing for the next year. In large cities of India, Christmas decorations are made in the European style. Elegant apartments are set up in apartments, houses, shopping centers, and squares, and fairs and bazaars are unfolding. Streets lay with festive garlands. Sometimes Indians dress up local exotic trees. Most Indian families have a modest table. A distinctive feature of the New Year's dishes in these countries is many spices that symbolize diversity and abundance. The descendants of some ancient tribes avoid fish and meat dishes. They are afraid to injure the goods by eating the meat of a dead living creature for food. Traditional Hindu New Year's dishes: biryani, rice with vegetables, meat and spices; sabji, vegetable stew with curry; pickles, pickled vegetables and fruits in mustard oil; chapati, bread cakes; samosas, fried peas with cheese, meat or vegetable filling. By the new year, Indians present to their close relatives and friends symbolic gifts in the form of baskets with fruits, nuts, and fresh flowers. On the first morning of the year, mothers prepare large trays of fresh fruit, sweets, flower buds for their children as gifts. Both in poor and in rich families, mothers try to make the tray for the child beautiful and memorable. When a couple of sweets and one fruit lie on it, they lay out magnificent compositions from the flowers which enshroud these interesting traditions are inherent in different countries on New Year's Eve. Write in the comments which one seemed to you is strangest, or maybe you know some others fascinating miracles. Also share them in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video and you learned sometimes new for yourself. If so, subscribe to our channel, like and bell so as not to miss the next issues. Happy New Year, friends. Bye everyone.